Meep meep, we have yet another Bubba Bingo update. Moments ago, I had left a comment on a Bad Reactor's recent video, very recent video. It's that one right there in the bottom left corner. We had all watched together this quote unquote reaction video from Rich Lev on YouTube where they said next to nothing. And I commented, hey, this is actually nothing, because it is. I didn't think much at all would really happen. Really? Just now? They responded. The original creator, reactor, there's no creator here. The reactor did indeed respond to my comment. And from what I can tell, or from what I've seen so far, it's rather juicy from Rich Lev. And by the way, Rich Lev publicly tweeted out to Jaden Williams, right? The whole saga. Dude, you called me out. You have every right. You have every right to issue a copyright strike to my channel. You have every right. You know what? I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to do better. These are the words from this person, from this YouTuber. Then we saw what they uploaded a few hours ago, and it fucking sucks. You know, surprise, surprise. It's a whole bunch of nothing. In fact, actually, it's this.
Inhaling a rhino's nutsack is crazy.
So crazy. That's an actual soundbite from this very video. That's neither here nor there. Oh my gosh. He's in the chat. Well then, great. We can have a little react off here. Right, buddy? Look at this chungus. Okay. All right, ReactBot, settle down. So I said, hey, this is actually nothing. We have a response. Let's see what the original creator of this video has to say. Commenting this on a vid when I'm actually being transformative, talking and making cuts is crazy.
Inhaling a rhino's nutsack is crazy.
You just love to pick on people for your own pleasure, don't you? Your opinion means nothing to me at the end of the day. That's why you're leaving this comment, right? You have a whole channel dedicated to making fun of reactors while ironically reacting to them. Yes, it's the exact same thing, right? Totally. You totally get the point of the channel, clearly. And just because you talk a little more or do cordia edits, you think you are better than everyone. I don't think I'm better than everyone. I do think my content is much better than yours, though. It's not even fucking close. And ask anyone. I'm just glad I don't have to build an audience over being negative towards people. So let's talk about that. First off, I'm actually being transformative. You sure about that? You know what? I'm sorry. You know what? I did watch your video, and you're right. You are being transformative. You are. You're being very transformative. I'm sorry. You make a lot of really good points and a lot of interesting transformative commentary. You do. Just a lot of really good transformative commentary where you justify the use of other people's... Actually, wait a second. Just one more thing. How come you don't say fucking jack shit? No, what you do is the opposite of transformative. Honestly, right, Stewie?
Lie on the couch. No.
No, what you do is the opposite of transformative, man. Dude, where in this video we're like, actually, I make a really good point. Where at all are you like, actually, I'm adding something of value to these videos I definitely didn't steal. And also, I have a question for you. Rich Lev, why do you have 2 strikes on your YouTube channel? It couldn't possibly be you got caught for stealing content. Could it? It couldn't possibly be for that, could it? Because I think it just might be. I think it just might be. I don't know if you have a single point here. Your opinion means nothing to me. You literally took the time to respond, so clearly it does. Dedicated to making fun of reactors. That's not true. I only make fun of the bad reactors. I have a lot of respect for good reaction channels, and they do exist. There's Corridor Digital. One could argue that Comment Etiquette is a form of a reaction channel, but I wouldn't even call him that. Oh, Red Letter. Well, would we call Red Letter Media a reaction channel? I don't know. Good reaction channels, I promise you, do exist. A reaction channel is not in itself a bad thing. I'm getting screen caps of some of the, because the chat's going so quickly. I'm getting some very helpful screenshots of messages from Rich Lev. This is from Rich Lev in the chat, commenting on a video that I was actually being transformative on just so you can spread hate. No, I'm not trying to spread any hate. And also, nothing that you do is transformative. No one is thinking that what you do is transformative. I mean, like, should we watch it again? Let's watch this one again. This one's great. Let me know when the transformative commentary is, by the way. All right, you just let me know, Rich Lev. All right, you let me know.
Let's say the team passed away after doing the drink your own smoothie after inhaling a rhino's nutsack challenge, which is
What the?
inhaling a rhino's nutsack challenge.
Inhaling a rhino's nutsack is crazy. Like, those things are huge. Wait.
What part of that was transformative? What part of that was like, actually, I added a lot to that joke. I added a lot to it by saying that rhinos' nutsacks are large, and that's crazy. What part of you was like, actually, that's why I have 1 million subs, because I add a lot. I would argue, no. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't think I am, though, to be fair.
Inhaling a rhino's nutsack is crazy.
It is. It really, it absolutely is. But it's also nothing. Saying that does not, like, absolve you of what you're doing, which is stealing other people's work, like a bunch of times, right? There was a tweet of yours, actually, that made me think. It made me raise a few eyebrows, right? Did you delete it? Did you delete your tweet about getting 1 million subs? Or can I not just find it? Am I just dumb? I was going to bring up a tweet, Rich Lev, of you bragging about you getting 1 million subs. I was just going to say, like, that's great. Congratulations. How'd you get that, though? How'd you get those 1 million subs, though? And what I do remember from that tweet was there were a bunch of replies basically saying the same thing. Like, yeah, you got 1 million subs from stealing other people's content. I can't find that dang tweet in the replies for the life of me. Here's the deal. We have a genuinely good question from Rich Lev. What's your definition of transformative, then? That's a good question. I reacted said things and made cuts like I'm actually curious to what you want me to do. Beautiful question. Transformative and reactionary commentary, proper reactionary commentary, can be a lot of things. That's the beauty of it, right? It comes in many forms, many different formats. It can be short, it can be long. What you do, I don't think is transformative. And it's also been proven, right? Because multiple people are striking your channel for stealing their content. So how do you get around this? You can get around this. You can still, here's the deal, Rich Lev, here's the best part. And there's no sarcasm in this. You can still do what you do and still make a nice little living off of it, so long as you make it transformative. You don't even need these people's consent. You can still react to other people's videos and TikToks and such. You don't have to contact them in advance. You really don't, so long as you make it transformative. But how do you do that? And that's the tricky part. That's the challenging part. Here's what's not transformative. Throwing 5 or 6 of them in a 60-second YouTube short, so it's just long enough to play the TikTok or whatever, and like 1 or 2 words from you. That's not transformative. That's not going to cut it. And it's really not going to cut it because those original creators, they can come back, strike your channel, clip their content from your videos, and that'll harm your channel, both from a viewpoint and from a monetary point, right? Obviously. So what do? You do something else. You add a little insight. I'll tell you what I told Maple Z. Maple Z was, like you originally, a not great reactor. And he actually did almost exactly what you did. Maple Z would upload shorts to his YouTube channel where he would react to other people's TikToks. And I say react, it was the same as your stuff. Maple Z really wouldn't add or say much of anything at all. We made a JJJacksfilms video about Maple Z, and we were all set on making an even longer video on Maple Z until we started noticing something. He changed up his format completely, and I went back, and it wasn't great. It's far from perfect, but all of a sudden, overnight, Maple Z would upload shorts of him reacting to, instead of 6 or 7 TikToks in a minute-long span, 2 or 3. And he would pause the videos, and he would talk about them. He would add his insight. And like I said, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't like, wow, this truly is perfect transformative commentary. But it was a huge fucking improvement. And it was so good. I made a video saying like, hey guys, we called out this Maple Z guy not too long ago. Well, guess what? He listened. And instead of like, making a big stink out of it, he acknowledged it. And that was really cool in the comment section. He actually was like he was fucking super chill about it. It was beautiful. He was like, yeah, I saw the JJJacksfilms video and made me think about it and made me think about a lot of things, blah, blah, blah. And gosh darn it, he did so much better. But it was really cool seeing this improvement. So how does this apply to you, Rich Lev? Just say more. Man, say more than 2 words. Say more than a vine boom and a fucking eyebrow raise like a DreamWorks character. That's all. Shit. Add some insight. Be like, this reminds me of a time when I was younger, blah, blah, blah. A story from your past. Or if you don't want to do a story from your past, compare it to something. Like, I don't know, man. Anything. Make it transformative. That's all you gotta do. We have a pinned comment. Pithily is making a point I'm trying to make. Transformative content serves a different purpose, delivers a different experience than the original media. For example, my bingo. So you may think like, well, how are you any different, JJJacksfilms? You're reacting to other people's videos. You're no better. Here's how I sleep very well at night. The bingo adds a different facet to it. And the bingo turns all of videos like yours into what I like to think as a educational tool to help teach others like, hey, here's how you can spot freebooting. Here's how you can spot stolen ass content. Because we all have access to YouTube and YouTube Shorts, and we've all seen the same shit. We've all seen like face cam reactions and all that crap. I'm trying to help people spot it so they recognize it and they know like, oh, this is slop, this is nothing. Block or mute or report as spam, whatever they have to do so they recognize it, so that bad reactors, not good reactors, bad reactors can't profit off good creators' content. Because there's another thing you're kind of missing from what we do at JJJacksfilms. Yes, we do poke fun at bad reactors, and we have a lot of fun doing them. But what we also like to do is feature deserving creators who make really good original content, who deserve a spotlight, creators that the YouTube algorithm has ignored. That's when I click a little button and go like, hey, I just saw this really cool YouTube video. Oh, and sorry, this is key. This is important, Rich Lev. I also make sure that anyone who wants a featured creator mention, that they like send their stuff to us so that we know that they want to be featured. So there's a lot of good that the JJJacksfilms channel does. Beep beep, incoming message from my editor.
Hey gang, it's me, the Uniballer. I just edited this video and I'm here to tell you about today's incredibly helpful sponsor, Opus Clip. I have a podcast called K-Flicks Fiction Radio about fictional bands from movies and TV, and after I spend hours and hours editing each episode, the last thing I want to do is spend my time figuring out which segments will work for shorter clips and the painstaking process of adding captions. Thankfully, Opus does both of those things for me, which is great because after editing these JJJacksfilms videos and weekly K-Flicks episodes, I am extremely short on time. Opus Clip saves me by pre-selecting dozens of already captioned clips for me to tweak until they're just right. I have a ton of creative control in every clip that Opus selects. This particular segment from our A Goofy Movie show featuring Brock Baker as Goofy, I want this one to be a little shorter than Opus has suggested. And now the clip is right where I want it to end. I can swap to a different text template at any time with color customization, making edits, and reframing shots. Even changing to a wide so you can see all three of us at once is done with the greatest of ease.
Get my big goofy feet in this booth.
And best of all, once you've finished editing in Opus, you can take the project and export it to Adobe Premiere or DaVinci Resolve. I like to do this to clean up any text that may have spilled over to the next shot, or to add an audio fade at the beginning and end of each short. And as you can see, the clips that I tried to make on my own, pretty lackluster. Notice I didn't have time for the captions? So thank you, Opus, for making my life as an editor easier and from saving me from burnout. If you would like Opus to save you some time, click the link in the description below to try Opus Clip for free.
Oh, hold on. We may have a really good ending here. I'm not joking. Hold on. We have some really cool news. I'm a few minutes late, but Rich Lev says, back then I can admit I could have done a lot better at reacting. And I'm putting in the effort now while still trying to post every day, but I'm listening and going to take advice regardless. Rich Lev, here's my advice. Here's my direct advice to you. You don't have to post every day. And I know what you're thinking, like, no, I got to. The algorithm. Yes, the algorithm is unironically important. Take a few days off trying to figure out this like next format of yours. I've seen Maple Z do it. There's no reason to believe you can't do it. I mean that, honestly. I don't mean to sound condescending or anything like that. Honestly, you don't have to post every day. And I think that's one of the reasons why you're still getting these strikes and everything, because you have this mentality to upload. I gotta upload every day. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Take the break. Figure out a format that works best for you, that also doesn't piss off all these creators that, no offense, you're kind of stealing from. I promise you, such a medium does exist. All right, see, Rich Lev says, here you go. We have some more messages from Rich Lev. I do a lot more in my long form videos. I guess when it comes to short form, I cut out things that I think people just wouldn't care about since it's only 59 seconds. But again, I get the point. I'm glad you get the point. I don't doubt you do better in your long form videos, but the shorts, they leave a lot to be desired because you have to make those quick cuts. And I get it. You have to fit the confines of a 59-second video. And that limits you, right? Doesn't matter. Figure it out. Figure out a way where instead of reacting to 7 videos in 59 seconds, it's 2 or 3. Because then you can take longer. You can justify the usage of these videos that aren't yours, but still make everyone happy if it's transformative enough. And thank you for having this dialogue. It's funny. I'm glad you left that comment. I'm glad you responded. I'm glad we had this little heart-to-heart. I'll be keeping an eye out for you, as I'm sure many other people will as well. But, like, you don't have to upload every day. And I know that might be easier said than done. I know you're like, wait, what are you fucking talking about? I have to upload every day. Take the time off to figure out how to do this properly. If you're getting copyright strikes, think about why you're getting those copyright strikes. And don't make excuses. Don't be like, well, that was a false claim, blah, blah, blah. No excuses. Why are you getting those strikes in the first place? And how can you proceed not getting those strikes in the future? That's that. All right. We also might have, oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Hold on now. It's Frankie Boy might be in the chat. Hell yeah. All righty. Honestly, if you're here to like take some constructive criticism that comes from a good fucking place. Okay. Oh shit. We have a really good ending from Rich Lev. Listen up. I will apologize for my comment towards you. Just an emotional response because I know you have a big community, especially with what I just had go down with Jaden recently. Dude, honestly, apology fucking accepted. That's very big. That's big of you. That's huge of you. I can't believe it happened in the course of 20, 30 minutes. That's a miracle, Rich Lev. But we'll be watching. All right? I want you to make good on your word. Okay? But also fucking huge of you to say that. That's what I like to call the good ending. Honestly, everything that I've been saying could be boiled down to this. Make them watch your videos for you. Because there's a belief I've had for a couple of years now where a lot of lazy, bad reactors, they have those big audiences they have, but not for their own personalities. They have these big audiences because of the TikToks and videos they curate, and not so much the input from the reactor. So change that. Make people watch your videos for you. And that's what I told Maple Z, and gosh darn it, he did it. He added his own personality. He injected his own perspectives and jokes and personality, and it changed everything. That's how you can make a big fucking difference. And I say that to not just you, but also it's Frankie Boy. It's Frankie Boy is here in the chat. And they say, big fan, Jack. Of course, you're one of the YouTube legends I used to watch as a kid. I'll take the criticism. I'll rewind back to see what you said real fast. Hey, honestly, goddamn, you can't ask for a nicer, better response, okay? Look, to both Rich Lev and it's Frankie Boy and everyone else we critique. Yes, we here at JJJacksfilms, we have a lot of fun, poking fun, at some of these lazy reactors, right? Like that's admittedly a big part of the channel. And I try not to get personal. It's never personal. I never want it to be bullying, but I also do want to point out the outlandishness of it, of people making gobs of money from stealing other people's videos. And it's one of those like, well, all you can do is laugh at it. So yes, hence the bingo, hence all the videos. We have a lot of fun with it. But the ultimate goal, the end goal is for viewers, regular, like not even creators, but just like scrollers, viewers to recognize stolen content and freebooting. And hell, if by some miraculous miracle, a reactor sees this, I hope they learn from their ways. And it's happened once or twice, and it's fucking cool as hell. So if a reactor like It's Frankie Boy, if you're willing to like take the criticism and learn from it, you know what that is? God made. That's fucking God made, dude. Pretty much everything I said towards Rich Lev applies to It's Frankie Boy. I don't think I have to make any distinction. It's kind of the same scenario. I'll just say this. It's Frankie Boy. Make people watch for you and not the stuff you collect and curate. That's all. It's Frankie Boy. And Rich Lev, if you're still listening, if you're still here, I don't have any further words to say to either of you. However, my boy ReactBot has a message for you guys. Whoever made this video, I hope you become rich and successful. And that's all I want too. I want you to become rich and successful, but without having to steal other people's content. You can still use other people's content. I promise you, but do it in a transformative way so that they're not fucking striking down your channel with copyright strikes. All right, nobody wants that. Wow, what a monumentous, it sounds like a Wizard of Oz kind of made up word. Monumentous occasion this was. Oh, what a night. Beep, beep. I was blown away by a video from one of you guys. Now, if you've been watching JJJacksfilms, you know that we frequently talk about spam channels. And I've pointed out quite a few of these spam channels. But you know what's even cooler than that? How about 100 spam channels? Yeah, YouTube creator Sepcat made a video where they list not a couple dozen, but literally 101 spam channels, which freaking rules. Now, Sepcat didn't submit this with the hashtag JJJReact. However, I want to feature this video regardless because it personally blew me away. Specifically this segment right here.
As you can see, all of the names that are currently scrolling in front of my face right now are all spam channels.
Just impressive as hell. And if you don't even have the patience for that, don't you worry. We have copy and pastable usernames of all 101 spam channels. Legend. Absolutely ridiculous. Sepcat, I applaud your efforts. Honestly, everyone in the chat is screaming, my man.
My man.
I have to give you that. I gotta respect this.
I gotta respect this.
But my word means nothing. ReactBot, pass off a lovely message to Sepcat for working so damn hard documenting 100 spam channels for us. Should I go visit them? They live 5 minutes away from my shoot. No, you should not. ReactBot, nope, that's stalking. Don't do that. That's fucked. I will link Sepcat's video in the description below. Here's the deal though. If I had any gripes to pick with this video, it's marvelously short. It's only 4 minutes and 22 seconds. However, I wish you went into a touch more detail into any of these channels. Like, you provided a useful list, but it did prompt me to do a little bit of my own research to verify some of these channels. So I looked at the list you provided, okay? And the very first one you mentioned is MDZ Reacts. So I thought, okay, let's check out MDZ Reacts. I have not heard of them. Are they, in fact, a spam channel? And oh, wouldn't you know it? Subscribe for a cookie in the banner like we've seen many times before. And man, these visuals sure look familiar. Oh my God. Here's the deal, folks. We're used to seeing this before. I'm not sure we've seen this degree. Here, I'm just gonna let it scroll. Check out my pit stains, right? I don't, but I'm just gonna let this scroll for a bit. It goes on for longer than you think. Longer than you think. It's all the same shit. It's all the same shit. It takes a while before it changes, actually. In fact, I thought it would have changed by now, but nope. It's the same picture. Over and over and over. Dozens, if not hundreds. Oh, and it finally changed. Here we go. We finally changed to the old point. The old Pointy McGee, which was, how long ago was this, by the way? How long was Pointy McGee? 11 days ago. 11 fucking days ago. That means everything we just saw was uploaded over the last 11 days. Jesus Christ. That is a spam farm. Holy shit. I would say like weeks or months, not 11 days. This Yeah, this sucks is what this does. Oh my God. ReactBot, what do you have to say about this spam slop?
This is so sad.
It is so sad. Let's go.
My man.
Oh, and this is something else. I'm not done. Look what MDZ Reacts has in their little bio section. I create and react to funny, popular memes. Hey, MDZ Reacts, little reality check. You do neither of those things. You sure as shit don't create. MDZ, you don't even react to anything. You just stare. Here, if you think I'm being unfair, you just stare. You just stare longingly into my eyes, but like, you don't say anything. You're not, that's not reacting. So no, and I know you don't make anything, right? So I'm just gonna say, you know what I'm gonna do? I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay. Copy and paste and boop. There's my comment. And I'll also report it for being spam. There you go, spam. Boop, boop, boop. There you go. Great video. Just fucking fantastic. And I was informed of the spam channel thanks to Sepcat's video, which again, we've linked in the description below. There's another one too, actually. I was like, well, I want to see another. First off, the thumbnail for Sepcat's video rules. I love this. Actual slop and just a beautiful like echo of slop creators and reactors. Just a beautiful thumbnail from Sepcat. Love that. The second name on Sepcat's list is Gabe SXN. So let's check out Gabe SXN. This is Gabe X Meme. They post daily memes, which is really cool. 4,000 videos. 4,000 videos in 7 years. All right, they're grinding, I suppose. I'm seeing a lot of the same faces here, unfortunately. They've really settled on the excuse me face, like excuse me sauce. Really cool reaction face, very DreamWorks face, very like Did they say what I think they just did? So I'm just gonna click this. And I'm gonna say squeeze me sauce, and then in parentheses lay epic meme, and then I'm gonna mark it as spam because that's exactly what this shit fucking is. We love spam, we love slop, right, buddy? The math isn't mathing. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for that. Nothing burger. Sepcat, thank you for informing us of literally 101 spam channels. You're incredible. Honestly, can we give props to Sepcat for doing an insane amount of research? 100 channels? I'm not sure I've covered 100 channels in the entirety of JJJacksfilms. No, I know I haven't. I can't even count to 100. That's insane. So thank you, Sepcat. And if you're a creator who spent a ton of time and research on something and you're proud of it, or you just made something cool, let us know. I would love to feature you. Click the link in the description below. Fill out the form so that we can shout you out and feature you in one of these segments. Stop stealing.